Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that actually I feel like has kind of a negative connotation to it. And what I want to basically do with this video is try to shift your perspective into making it kind of more of a positive thing. All right, and that is anger. Okay, now anger is something that has such a negative connotation to it because often we feel anger, we lose control. It results in rash decisions, irrational decisions, things we regret, us saying things we regret, and just destructive actions on all corners. All right, if we let it turn into that, okay? But the thing that I feel like rarely gets talked about is that with anger, if you manage to control it, if you manage to feel through it, to breathe through it, and kind of embody it, it is like the biggest superpower ever. However, we aren't really taught, how to do this. Instead, we're taught that anger is a bad thing and something that we need to suppress, which makes it worse because that way, when we bottle it up, when the anger actually does come out, you're not going to really be able to control it, all right? And you're going to say those rash things, you're going to do those things you regret, okay? So basically, what I'm trying to say with this is that anger is a superpower, all right? It is like a secret weapon if you know how to control it, all right? If you have a talent, a passion you want to like really put effort into, just anything you want to do, anger can be transmuted into like the biggest fuel ever, okay? I mean, just think about what it feels like when the emotion of anger comes over you, all right? It's kind of like this wave of like, it's almost like you want to just like explode, you know? We all know what it feels like and it's hard to put it into words, so I'm trying my best here, bear with me. But it's like that feeling comes over you and it is like this overwhelming power. What is our immediate instinct to do when that feeling comes over us? We want to scream, we want to punch something, we want to just get out of our system. We scream it out. We may throw a temper tantrum, we may lash out at someone we love, we may throw fists at the wall, whatever it is, all right? But this same exact power, all right, if you learn, and it's very difficult, okay? Anger is a whole beast. You can think of taming anger as kind of like taming a lion, all right? And trying to control like a lion. It's difficult, all right? Super difficult. But when it's done, all right, say it's like you want this lion to attack something. If you manage to tame that lion and aim it in the right direction, that lion is ferocious. You know, it's going to go after that. That's a huge power. However, if you fuck up taming the lion, it could easily, the lion could eat you essentially, or bite. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Still weird analogy. But that the lion's gonna attack you. Just how anger can kind of implode on yourself, and you can lash out and everything. So it's a very destructive energy. Now, why do we feel anger? Some days we're just, in a bad mood, whatever, something may be bothering us. I'll tell you personally for me, what the biggest source of anger is. All right. For me is when I know I'm 100% capable of doing something, but someone tells me I'm not, or someone tells me you can't do that. You aren't shit. You weren't going to do that. Right. That is the number one thing that gets me so fired up. Right. I remember when I was like, so I told the story in another video, but I'll tell it again, screw it. Back in 2022, I was like making music. I've made music for like a long time now, since I was like 14, 13 even. But I've been making music for like a long time, right? In year of 2022, I was honestly just putting out trash fucking music, okay? I was fully capable of putting out some good shit. I didn't because I cared about numbers, and I didn't really commit to it in my life the way that I should have. But what happened was I posted a song and it got a ton of shit, a ton of backlash. People saying just mean things about the song, mean things about me, yada yada. At the end of the day, this brought me down hella, but it lit such a fire in me to prove people wrong. Now I have my current music project and it's going great and I love it. I'm so freaking impatient because like my favorite thing I've ever released is coming out, but I have to wait until the 31st. So I think I'm just making these videos on YouTube to pass the time, honestly, because the impatience is killing me. But I'm not saying if you have a passion or a talent, whatever, that your main intention for doing it should be to prove people wrong. I always think it should just be for yourself, but it doesn't hurt, all right? When you have a drive to like prove people wrong and you want to apply that to whatever you're doing, it doesn't hurt, all right? Let's be real, it doesn't hurt, all right? But like I just said, it helps a lot once you identify what that source of the anger is. For me, take that example, right? I knew I was angry and frustrated because I knew I was capable of something great, with whatever art I'm creating, whatever. And these people were telling me you weren't going to be shit, what, like you're trash, you're never going to be anything, right? So that makes me angry. But I identified that's where the anger is coming from. How can I diffuse this anger? Well, I can diffuse that anger by proving them wrong and proving myself right. Sorry, scrap the whole proving them wrong part. Proving myself right, essentially. The whole reason I was angry was because I knew that there's some truth to what they were saying, but I could flip that and I could create something that I'm proud of. And that way, if they do talk shit about any art I'm creating, I'm going to be calm and it's not going to really bother me because I know that I love what I created, so it's not going to really affect me if people start talking shit. If someone drops a hate comment on this video, which feel free, I don't care, but say someone drops a comment saying, your hair looks like ramen noodles or some shit, I don't know, that, and I see that, that's not gonna really bother me because A, I'm fine with my hair, and B, it's like I love these videos, I love creating them, so it's not gonna bother me. With anger, something like that really can start to bother you because you know that there's some truth to it. When you know that there's no truth to it and you know you're doing the best you can and you know you're proud of what you're doing, that shit isn't really going to affect you, right? So I feel like there's two groups of people, right? There's one group of people that's like, if you feel anger, don't suppress it, don't do anything about it, don't just don't do anything about it. It's going to harm others, just don't do nothing about it. And then there's group B. Group B is like, I'm gonna go to a fucking rage room, I'm gonna fucking punch holes in my wall, and I'm just gonna go fucking crazy, because that's what it's about, man. You want my opinion, you want my perspective, it is right there, right in the middle, all right? You don't want to freaking bottle up to the point where it's just all bunched up inside there, because it's eventually gonna come out in a probably insanely ugly way. And if you're out here, rage rooming every day like too much, that's actually probably going to make it worse, all right? So you want to find that balance of like, I want to do something. I personally like shadowboxing. I shadowbox. I feel calm. I get into a headspace where I'm like, okay, I breathe, and this kind of helps, right? So I shadowbox it out and stuff, but after I give myself time to breathe and gain some perspective afterwards and ask myself, what can I do to diffuse this anger? Where is it coming from? Because if you don't identify the source of it, you're probably not going to solve it, right? So when you're in a rational headspace, try to think about, where is this anger coming from? Once you know where it's coming from, you can figure out how to diffuse it. Like I said in my example, if someone's telling me I'm making like shitty art, shitty music, shitty videos, whatever, say I'm angry about that, I'm probably angry about that because I feel like there's some truth to that. How can I diffuse that? Well, I can prove to myself that I can create something good. I can create something that I'm proud of, right? So I do that, and then that anger kind of goes away because I proved it to myself that I could do it. I use the example there with like kind of art and proving people wrong. I mean, say you're, I don't know, angry at a person or whatever, all right? Say like a friend keeps on ghosting you, right? Like you keep like messaging this friend or whatever, and they just keep on ghosting you. You want to hang out, they never want to do anything, keep on ghosting you, whatever. Think about the source of it in this example. All right, if messaging that friend is making you mad because every time you message them, they ghost you, a good solution would be stop messaging them. Distance yourself from them because they're pissing you off so much. And chances are, by the way, this is another thing I want to make a video about, is like, if you feel like you're the only one reaching out to somebody and they're never reaching out to you, right? If you just stop messaging them, you may just feel a lot better. That's just another example I thought of. But essentially, anger is a gift, but only if we aim it in the right direction. Because the thing about anger, all right, it's kind of like an itch in your brain, all right? It's never really gonna go away until you kind of do something to resolve it. It may simmer down, but it may always be in the background if it's something that's bothering you, all right? I keep on talking about this example, that's just because it's really relevant to me, all right? But say it's like, okay, someone's telling me I'm making shit music, all right? That's probably not gonna go away until I make a song that I'm really proud of, or maybe multiple songs, whatever, right? So it's probably always gonna linger in there until I get that song out, I put it out, and then I'm like, okay, I proved myself right that I was capable, all right? Because I feel like if I didn't do this, say someone was like telling me, Calvin, you weren't gonna be shit, you're never gonna, do anything good, whatever, all right? If I just take that and just kind of do nothing about it, I'm just like, okay, maybe they're right. I'm not going to try with whatever my passion, my whatever I want to do is, like, whatever. I'm just not going to try with it. The anger is probably still going to end up being there, maybe suppressed deep down, but it's probably always going to be there, because I know deep down that I want to do this and that I am capable. So every time then bring that up, it's gonna like trigger this beast that wants to do something, that wants to do that. You have to let that beast free. If someone's angering you and telling you you can't do this thing, all right, let that beast free that feels like I'm gonna prove you wrong and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna hit the paper, hit the whatever you hit the canvas, I don't know, whatever like whatever your workstation is, all right, and get on it. Focus that energy there. Don't focus the energy onto say someone says something to you mean online, typing up a hate reply, or punching them in the face if it's if it's in real life. I don't know. Don't do that, okay? Take that, breathe, boom, right to the workstation, all right to whatever you're working on, right to whatever the project is you want to do. Now, that is personally how I deal with it and how I kind of see anger. A lot of it changes once your perspective changes, all right? So if you view anger as the superpower, like I'm mentioning to you in this video, and you always think of it like that, and you always think about, wow, anger, this is such a intense energy. It's like how some people say that nervous and excitement is kind of the same feeling, but it's just how you frame it. Kind of a similar thing here, all right? Anger, we often label it as destruction. You're gonna mess something up. But anger, we can view it as, wow, this is such a hungry drive to do something that could possibly change the world, to put something into what I'm capable of. So view it that way, and I promise this is a life-changing mindset to have. So thank you guys for watching. Send you guys much love. Remember, it's all about your perspective and how you choose to view it. View anger as a superpower. But yeah, much love. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.